how's it going? It's a nice Thursday day. It's like 80 something on my car thermometer, which is pretty pleasant. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty pleasant. I am definitely enjoying this weather. But we're going to be talking about this interesting topic about the Speaker of the House. This is from Fox News, of course. Bias is right. It was made by Chad, or written by Chad Pergram, published October 12th, 2023 at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The Hitchhiker's Guide to Why Skolsky Speaker's Math May Never Work and Push to Resurrect McCarthy. It was believed that Scally could command as many as 150 ballots, but he only received 113 in the GOP conference on Wednesday. It's hard to understand, or not understand, but it's hard to understate the problems the House Speaker designated Steve Scalise, Republican from Louisiana, may face to eventually win the speakership. It's not even for sure that he will win the speakership. Let's see here. I don't think he's going to get it, said one senior House Republican member to Fox News. He came in so low. Senior House leadership sources were utterly shocked and dismayed Wednesday night at the resistance by rank and file Republicans potentially electing Scalise as Speaker after he won the GOP conference nod behind closed door on a secret ballot. Scalise continued to work individually with Republicans to gain their support, but there's a long way to go. In fact, the fight could take days. However, things do have a way of coming together quickly on Capitol Hill, and there could still be a floor vote Thursday. I don't know about that. He's got to do a lot of backroom deals. This year, Fox News was told that it believed that Scalise could command as many as 150 ballots and endorsement after the vote. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan, Republican Ohio, apparently did very little. In fact, Jordan's effort in boosting Scalise was so pantry that would underscore two things. Jordan has very little juice, and overall there's very little excitement over House Republicans for either Scalise or Jordan. We don't have a Paul Ryan, said one senior House Republican, referring to the former House Speaker Paul Ryan, who salvaged Republicans after the former Speaker John Bourne resigned unexpectedly in 2015. I mean, Paul Ryan is one of the reasons why probably Trump is not in office right now. He blocked a lot of things that Trump wanted to do, and it really hurt his re-election. It also cost the House to turn to GOP and probably lost the Senate as well, because the do-nothing Republicans, once they're in office, they never get anything done that they truly want to get done, or that they say they're going to get done. And he's one of the reasons, or one of the people that got that through our heads. Let's here look at where Scalise's support came from. He scored the votes, and there are 3 non-voting delegates in Congress who are part of the Republican conference but cannot vote for Speaker on the floor. Dels Amalti Ragawigan of American Somalia, James Mullen of Guam, and the resident commissioner Jennifer Gonzalez Cullen of Puerto Rico. Fox News was told that the fact that Scalise won because of the support of 3 delegates infuriated some House Republicans. Those members are eligible to vote in the conference, but they lack the floor vote because they're not full members because they're not from states. They're not from states. Only state representatives can vote. They're considered territories. As it stands now, there's more opposition to Scalise's speakership than there was opposition to McCarthy. In essence, the House appears to be worse positioned than it was. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe this is what's needed for a while, so spending is put on hold. Fox News was told that the House may be in status for days unless scholars begin to capture support quickly. Moreover, Fox News was told that there's no way to undo the Speaker vote in conference for Scully. There are major preliminary hurdles with the conference that just aren't mathematically realistic. He's the Speaker designate, said one knowledgeable source. He's there until he decides he's not. So what can Republicans do now? Here, Fox News also learned there are a few Republicans exploring ways potentially to empower the House Speaker pro tempore, Patrick McHenry, with temporary powers through mid-November. Such a scenario would get the House operational for the time being, prospectively to avert a government shutdown and buy the GOP time to elect a new speaker. The other option, resurrect McCarthy, said one GOP source, although how to do that is unclear. Here, what do some of the comments say? When too many in your party are screaming, my guy or nobody, it's tough to get anything done. Jordan supporters who would only support Jordan. Scalise supporters, same thing. No negotiations, no compromise. Can't speak today. No compromise. A path to failure. Republican infighting is what keeps us from winning. They're fighting each other instead of the Dems. Well, there's one thing to point out. Some would argue this infighting with the GOP makes the GOP stronger because they're unleashing their grievances, their disagreements out in the open for everyone to see it. Whereas the Democrats, they speak a mean game, but they all vote in line. They all vote party line. Where the Republican parties, they don't always vote party line. I mean, most of the time they vote in party line, but sometimes they don't. That's more often than the Democrats. Let's see here. It looks like the GOP at the House level is fragmented. Their inability to unite behind one person to vote for a speaker indicates that the GOP will have a difficult time to elect anyone to effectively run the government. In fact, it shows great weakness with the Republican Party's effectiveness for the election of the president. The Republican Party is full of moderates and rhinos. That's why McCarthy was fired. We need real conservatives. I mean, let's see, the party that needs to unite to put this self-centered mess behind them is not only bad for their party, but they aren't getting any credibility with the voting public. Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm in the minority. Think this is a good thing. This is a good process. This is how a republic works through democracy. Is that there's grievances, and sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to come to agreement with compromise. See here, I agree with ousting McCarthy, but they need to get together now to get this done. Too much work not getting done at our expense. Let's see here. I'm an independent that votes Republican because there's been no independent and certainly no Dem I'm voting for. And then this. Exactly why independents have become the largest voting bloc in the nation and are growing. Millions are just disgusted with the corruption and incompetence of both parties. And now here we are with many critical issues on the table, and reps need to be playing hardball, making the centrist positions clear, reversing and controlling spending, a horrific situation at the border and in Israel, threats all around from our enemies. Just as suspected when Gates pulled this stunt, there was and is no plan, no clear choice, not even between 1 and 2, with 1 too far away unless a miracle happens. So the 11 disrupted the House and stopped everything. And here we sit, and wouldn't surprise me if we don't end up with McCarthy again and nothing was accomplished. I have no words how disgusted I am, and even if I was their district and had supported them, I would not vote for one of the 11 again because their failure to have a plan in place before they did this. Am I a McCarthy supporter? Nope. And many Americans aren't, but at least we didn't look like a total fools and could have kept on working. See here. Independents have been growing as a voting bloc for years, but yet every 4 years we're still having to choose the lesser of two evils. The only thing Republicans and Democrats parties agree on is that third party is a political center would threaten their power. Under the current two-party system, both parties can run. Our candidate isn't as bad as yours. Yeah, I agree. All the GOP can do these days is criticize Democrats. That's not going to work with young voters who are looking ahead at their futures, not backward, and at who may have slighted them in any way. Well, I think both Democrats and Republicans are in trouble with the youth voters. I think there's going to be a third party, hopefully in my lifetime, if not in my lifetime, shortly after. I think we're starting to see the uniparty of both parties. And there's going to be a change. It's going to be a change whether we vote for a third party or we properly vet the people we're voting for. Here, GOP had one job right now after taking a week off and firing their speaker, elect another one, and reopen the House. They can't even do that. There's 221 Republicans in the House, which has 435 voting members. That works out of a majority of 50.8%. Any sensible person will realize that the Republicans need to govern from near the center, not right fringe. Let's see here. I get the pros and cons for McCarthy and do not have a disagreement here, but the process which entails ousting him and trying to elect a new speaker is showcasing complete incompetence of the Republican Party and is driving independents towards the Democratic Party. This is how the Republicans lose. It's not their first time. Well, if someone's going to vote for Democratic policy because it's temporary chaos of electing a new speaker, then they were never independent to start with. Here. If someone's going to vote for today's Republican Party, they're not very bright and they're using political sense instead of common sense. Well, those not mutually exclusive. Yes, we all want to defund the police. It's a smart thing to do. Here we don't have Paul Ryan, and thank all the holy for that. Perhaps the problem is some see Scalise as another Ryan. Don't disagree there. I don't know much about Scalise, but he's been in power for quite a while, and when you're in power for quite a while, you tend to be a little corrupt. With that being said, that is my video for today. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are, but most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.